and welcome back to another episode of the Lazy Hypnotherapist. I, as always, am your host, Lily. I am a certified hypnotherapist and a trainer of conversational hypnosis. Welcome to the Lazy Hypnotherapist podcast, where I talk a lot about a modality that I absolutely love and that I will never stop banging on about, which is, of course, conversational hypnosis. And I have recently, just over the weekend, done a live training that I do every 12 weeks. And we had some incredible practitioners show up. It was a really beautiful, intimate group. There was about 5 or 6 practitioners. And it was such a fantastic training, and I say that after every training because I always just have the best time, but it was a really, really powerful one in terms of the demonstrations. Because it was such a intimate group, everyone got multiple chances at practicing conversational hypnosis and really learning by getting straight into it, which is just so cool to see. I even did a demonstration as well, because usually I don't do them. I just kind of guide from the sidelines as the students are practicing, but one of them requested that I did a demonstration just to see, and I absolutely love doing it. So I think we'll do that every training now, because I do think it is a great way for the students to learn as well. But it was just a really, really beautiful training, and like I said, I do them every 12 weeks. So we have new students come along, but then we have students that have been in the course for a year now, and they just come along to every live training because of the chance to do the demonstrations, to practice, to ask questions. It's a really interactive training. It's never just me like speaking at you. It's so interactive. But what I wanted to speak about today really comes off the back of the live training, and it was just really evident to me in this training more than ever, these moments where conversational hypnosis really starts to click for my students. And interestingly, it's not when they perfect the technique, it's not when they understand the perfect question to ask, or they memorize the structure, or they get really good at sounding hypnotic or anything like that. It's none of that. It's the moment that they realize they don't have to know exactly what to say next. It's the moment that they realize, oh, I am just facilitating this. I am not giving advice. I don't need to know where this session is going. I just simply need to allow the subconscious moments to come up, and all I need to do is listen and notice and utilize. And I think it's one of the biggest shifts that happens when you move away from that more traditional scripted approach to hypnosis, but not only from a hypnotherapist perspective, but also from lots of other modalities perspectives, where you do have quite a structured way of going about sessions, and you almost have a plan going in. Whereas in conversational hypnosis, it's all about listening to what the client is giving you, and you can't prep for that. But going into it, of course, when you're learning a new modality, it's so natural to think, oh my gosh, what do I say next? Or what's the next step? Or what's the next technique? Or, what question is the perfect question to ask here? You're looking for the next step, because of course, as human beings, that's what we do. We want to be prepared. We want to, there's a part of the ego in there as well, of like, we want to we want to be right and we want to do a really good session. And so it's natural to sort of think like that. And I have definitely been in sessions, previously where I've thought, oh my gosh, what's the right step? What's the perfect question that's going to change this person's life and everything? And then you slowly start to realize it's just not about you. It's about noticing what they're giving you. And, in say a, more traditional hypnosis session, we're taught that you do the induction, then you do a deepener, then some, maybe specific memory regressions or inner child work or some suggestions and a recording, and then bring the person out. And, it's nothing, it's not that these are inherently wrong or like bad techniques at all. It's not. They're useful, but what I find is that they're much more forced, right? We are instructed to, guide the person back to memories and things like that. Whereas in conversational hypnosis, you'll notice that memories will come up, but it's not because you force them. It's because they naturally occurred. And it's not about us getting better at talking or instructing. It's about us getting better at listening. That is what conversational hypnosis is all about. It is about listening. And, when I was teaching this live training, it was really, really cool because, like I said at the start, we got multiple chances to practice. So each person had a couple chances to practice being the practitioner, and so taking a session. And one of the students who is a certified hypnotherapist, she did her first round and she felt that it was a bit clunky, and I was giving her sort of advice as to how to sort of more sink into it and allow her listening to become a bit more intuitive of what are you really curious about here, and what are you listening for, and what subconscious moments are you listening for. And then so when she came back around again, it was really, really cool because she was just flowing into it. Like, we were all really, really engrossed in the session. And, in the first session, she would often sort of stop and say, Lily, where do I go from here? Or where do you recommend from here? In the second, she didn't at all. She just allowed herself to flow into it. And what I loved was that after she did that second session and we did the debrief, she said, it's really clicked to me that I am just following them. I am just using what they're giving me. And that was the moment that it clicked. And I think it really clicked for everyone else because they were able to see it in her demonstration, that is exactly what it is about. Listening for the subconscious information, which is what we call like the useful information, and giving it back to them, asking them questions about it, getting really, really curious. And that's one of the biggest things that I teach my students is how to get really curious, and not necessarily, how to get curious, but to guide them to sink into their natural curiosity. Because when you stop asking yourself the question, oh my gosh, what's the right question here, or what's the right next step, you allow yourself to sink into your natural inquisitiveness, your natural curiosity about the person in front of you. They've come to you, say they have anxiety, and they're telling you what that feels like for them. And it's a natural curiosity that we have to sort of want to know more and to really explore the depths of it. So I encourage my students to lean into that curiosity rather than leaning into, oh, what do I need to ask? What's the perfect thing to say? And there's there's a part of that that can feel quite uncomfortable because, yeah, you don't know what you're going to ask before, you get into the session. You don't have that plan. But I always say, like, how could you possibly? Every single person is different. And what the students in this training, and most of the trainings, to be honest, were able to realize is that, you start off in a session in one place, but you end it in a completely different place. So I'll use the example of stopping smoking, for instance. Someone comes to you for, they want to stop smoking. If you were to go into that session with a plan, maybe you're a hypnotherapist, maybe you have a stop smoking script, right? But you start doing this session and you're actually realizing, oh, this person doesn't have a smoking problem. That's a manifestation of this anxiety that they feel, this pressure to socialize that they feel, this feeling that people are going to leave them if they no longer participate in the smoking, like social activities, And what you find then is like, oh, this is not a smoking problem. This is a completely different problem that is just manifesting as smoking, right? But if you had have gone in with that stop smoking script, one, it's inconsistent because you don't know that every single metaphor is going to land in their mind. But maybe you do stop the smoking. Maybe they become repulsed by smoking. But what happens to this fear of being left? What happens to this anxiety? Where does it manifest from there? It'll go somewhere, because if you haven't dealt with the core of it, you have not dealt with the issue. You've dealt with the symptoms. So what they were able to notice in this training is, oh my gosh, yeah, like we really end up in a completely different place, but that's the exact place that we needed to end up in. And that only comes from truly listening to what your client is giving you. It's the only way you can do it. It's the only way you can truly get to the core of it is by listening to the subconscious information that they're giving you. Because all of these problems that we experience, they're held and stored within the subconscious. So they need to be solved within the subconscious. It's not a conscious problem, right? Because anyone logically knows that I should stop smoking. Like, that's a logical answer, right? But that doesn't stop them. It's the emotions, the feelings, the beliefs that are all upholding the problem that need to be dealt with. Because logically we can know everything till the cows come home, but it doesn't change anything unless we work on that deeper level where all of our patterns are stored and the things that actually change feelings and behavior. So that's where we need to be working from. And that's what conversational hypnosis allows us to do, is to bypass that conscious information to get straight to the subconscious of it all and see where it takes us. And yeah, you can't prep for the perfect question. You can't be constantly thinking about the next step, because you do have to be so present in every single session so that you're listening, and that you're listening for the information that is going to open these doors. And that was what another student said. She's like, we're just following the doors, or she said, we're just opening the doors. Like, yeah, we're spotting the doors and we're opening them, and we just keep doing that, and we keep following them. And it's just such a powerful way of quickly but effectively really truly understanding this problem and being able to make those changes in ways that feels significant. Like, it really feels significant. It was just such a powerful training, because I think, it made it evident to the students, but it also made it so evident to me that once you understand how to listen properly and what to listen for, the results that your clients are able to get are just so dramatic. It's so amazing. It's really, really, really exciting. And yeah, it was a powerful training and I just loved it so much. And that is truly the moment that conversational hypnosis clicks. So, yeah, it was awesome. And as I said, I do the live trainings every 12 weeks. But those really are just chances for us all to get together and practice. You can learn right now, like straight away from all of the online recorded trainings. In fact, everyone that showed up to this live training had done the recorded trainings, just so they came in with like a bunch of that foundational information and knowledge so that they could go into the demos and feel really like they had that basic knowledge there ready to go. So I actually always recommend doing that anyway, because it is nice for you to be able to go into the trainings and kind of know what the the foundations of it is, and you can just get straight into practicing and getting really, really good at doing conversational hypnosis. And there was only like one hypnotherapist in the group. It's not a requirement that you are a hypnotherapist to learn conversational hypnosis. We have so many different practitioners: psychologists, counselors, nutritionists, dietitians, kinesiologists. Like we've got the lot. So thank you so much for listening. And if you do want to sign up and start learning, all of the links, as always, are in the show notes. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. And I will speak to you on the next episode. Bye.